Super excited to jump on this new series of Tech with Benga. My name is Benga Ayelabola, and it's indeed an interesting time to be alive in the world of AI. So welcome to another brand new edition of Tech with Benga. And in this series of video, I will share with you a quick deep dive into the world of Microsoft Fabric, right? Super excited about the various innovations coming forth from the Microsoft stack of tools and productivity tools within the data ecosystem. So recently, guys, an event called the Microsoft Build, MS Build, which is currently being live streamed across YouTube channels and several other platforms out there. And I encourage you guys to join in tomorrow. A series of announcements around various products in time, very short times to come, right, from the Microsoft. In this video, I intend to share with us everything around Microsoft Fabric. I would introduce this to us from the standpoint of data analytics and how you can immediately leverage the power that comes with its capability. So get ready to start doing a bit of deep dive. This is one of the newest products released by the Microsoft, Microsoft Incorporated, and it's an amazing and fantastic tool that every single data analyst, data engineer, data scientist should begin to leverage, right? In the recent announcement by Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, in the current or ongoing MS Build, you would see the various innovative products. And I want to tell you again, guys, it's indeed an interesting time to be alive as a data analyst or data professional generally, because again, the possibilities are endless. However, with respect to various capability that you can begin to build into your current stack of tools as data analyst. We'll cover a few things, right? From an understanding as to what exactly is Microsoft Fabric and what makes it unique in the market. So we would have a quick video introduction. We'll look at the various features and benefit that comes with data fabrics, as well as Microsoft Fabric. We'll also look at one or two testimonials of people leveraging its capability within their organization. Lastly, I'll take us through a live demonstration, right, showing you how you can enable Fabric within your Microsoft tenant, and we will do a quick data analytics, right, with a data set on the Microsoft Fabric. The current journey or approach of Microsoft towards data, they're beginning to become what you would call the WWW of the data analytics world, right? Just as you have your WWW as the consortium for the web. Microsoft is beginning to build tools. They've demonstrated this over the years. They came into the market with Power BI, is that leader taking ownership and transforming the entire landscape of data in the market. All right, so they're by far the best within the data professionals community out there. So this is what I think they're beginning to do, and they want to see how the Fabric would set the standard for the entire process of data analytics, right from the extraction to transformation to loading, or even to the engineering or setting up your pipelines, as well as extreme or advanced capability within your data as we relate with data science. So you will find a lot of comprehensive coverage within Fabric. You will see a lot of innovations and integrations that is possible, and unified platform for creating data pipelines, analytics, and science related projects. Of course, actionable insight comes as a benefit, right, with the Microsoft Fabric. So Fabric would begin to be that what you would call the standard or benchmark in defining what you would call an end-to-end analytics, just as you would set Microsoft Azure and the AWS stack, for instance, as the leaders within the cloud stack of operations. So the same will begin to appear or apply within the Microsoft Fabric application. Let's take, before we hit too much of noise around this, let's get to see what Microsoft has to say, announced by Satya himself in the ongoing MS Build event happening currently. So let's look at this video.
Platform. One product, one experience, one architecture, one business model. Unified data is stored in one lake, a SaaS data lake for the entire organization. Data is integrated and stored in an open format, allowing one copy to be used to train machine learning models, visualize data, and run SQL queries on the lake and data warehouse. A unified experience brings together all the tools data professionals need: pipelines for orchestrating data movement, experiments for training machine learning models, semantic models for defining key metrics, and much more. And for business users, Fabric brings together data for collaborating and doing ad hoc analysis in Microsoft 365. Unified governance, security, and compliance is built in for all your data. And with Copilot from Microsoft Fabric, AI helps everyone be more productive. Whether it's writing SQL statements, building reports, or setting up automations based on triggers. All your data, all your teams, all in one place.
The extreme stress that comes with working as a data analyst and working from a very dirty data, right? In the business, you know the journey and the drill. Of course, you know that you have to do a lot of transformation, you have to do a lot of data cleaning, you have to normalize your table and do several other repetitive and boring process before you ultimately refine that data and it can create meaningful insight out of the data. But what you will see with Fabric is that you would begin to find creating data or creating insight from data as easy as you can imagine. From the fact that I don't have to leave, a platform to use a Microsoft Power BI and leave Microsoft Power BI to over to Excel, or from Excel I still want to go to Azure to access my data and pull that data into my Power BI data set. And by the time you're done, you also want to export the data, you want to push that and publish it again to the Power BI dashboard. That's a lot of process for data analysts currently, as data analysts. But what you would find with the Microsoft Fabric is the fact that data analytics for the era of artificial intelligence. Why? Because it brings to bear these four cardinals, or what you can call capability. One is unified storage and compute. So you can spin off a virtual machine, right, from the same platform. On that virtual machine, deploy your blob storage or deploy whatsoever storage solution that you want to have to unify or consolidate your data from various sources. So let's quickly talk about a few features, right, with respect to Microsoft Fabric tool out there. So the first feature that comes with a complete analytics platform. You will see that shortly in the demo towards the end of this video. Feel free to skip to the end of the video to watch the live demo, where I would take you or walk you through the process of setting up your Fabric on your current tenants as Microsoft stack as well. So the fact that Fabric gives you a unified analytics platform where I am able to streamline my workflow and optimize efficiency, as well as you have an assurance of comprehensive capability within the environment where you can leverage different possibilities of creating your report or modeling your data, or even sharing the same report within the entire community of stakeholders. And lastly, within that complete analytics platform is the fact that you're able to achieve advanced level of data analysis and presentation, right? So it's just from the same button, from the same environment, you're sharing the same data or the same report that you're prepared, and without having to go back and hover between Power BI desktop and push your report, to your Power BI dashboard. You know that today, for instance, as data analyst, if you're working on Microsoft Power BI and you need to make changes within your desktop and publish the same changes to your dashboard, the routine and the drill in doing that, because for whatever changes you have to make, if If you go back to your Power BI desktop, you make those changes, you still have to publish again, right? The same changes to the dashboard. That can be quite a laborious activity as it were, but with the level of capability that comes with Fabric, that is easy to achieve because we're working on the same platform. So Fabric is also another very good benefit that I see with Fabric is the fact that it is lake-centric and open. So what that means is that it operates on the principle of what you would call, what Microsoft introduced as One Lake. So One Lake is a unified storage environment that allows you to be able to achieve things like complexities, be able to deal with things like complexities and maintenance, as well as having to deal with issues with management of your data. Okay, so with One Lake, that comes as a benefit to Fabric in achieving data lake management and data consistency, as well as flexibility in the data, right? Where I want to ensure that my data can also scale, right? The data storage that you set up today as a data engineer, you know that one of the major things that you have to ensure is things like distributed storage or distributed file storage, which you get from the likes of maybe Hadoop or Kafka and all of that. So with the Fabric One Lake feature, you're able to achieve all the benefit that comes with creating a distributed and scalable data storage or distributed storage system. Comes very easy, and intuitively you can manage your data and create indexing around your data. Lastly, Fabric is AI powered. Okay, so this is where things like Copilot comes into bear within the Fabric. So as you also know today, Microsoft is rolling out a lot of features around generative AI on the existing Power BI tool. So that comes also handy within the Fabric. So with Fabric, you can achieve data-driven capabilities like turning your AI or turning on your Copilot, as well as using things like your natural language processing, your NLP, within the Fabric. One extreme benefit or feature that comes with that also is the fact that you'll be able to have a seamless workflow and productivity will be ensured or achieved optimally within AI coming to and shake your data. That comes with the Fabric, and one of such benefits is the organizations are beginning to leverage a lot of capabilities within the Fabric already. This is a testimonial, for instance, from a principal database architect in Ferguson, sharing their experience on how that they've been able to harmonize their data transformation process, their data modeling, data analysis, as well as extreme capability within the visualization, which is the UI around Fabric. So how do you access Fabric? That's the next thing, right? How do you access Fabric? So today, Microsoft just announced this. Microsoft Fabric would be coming to your doorstep starting from July 1st, 2023. Fabric will be enabled for all Power BI tenants, right? Of course, we don't know right now if that includes the Power Pro or Power BI Pro users or free tier users, or maybe this is just specific to the premium users, the Microsoft Power BI users, the premium licensed users as it were, but we'll wait and see. However, what you will realize very soon is that you can, test and have a look at what comes with Fabric, or what should you be expecting or anticipating in Fabric. So we will set up a Fabric account, right? You don't need a credit card, by the way, to achieve that. So which is a very good one from Microsoft. You can test Fabric from the link that I have on this, currently on this page. Go to aka.ms/try-fabric. That you would be able to get started quickly in putting things together, right? One, the fact that generative AI is coming to meet data halfway is a massive. There's several benefits that we've mentioned with respect to optimized workflow and transformation, increased workflow, or increase productivity and enhance level of collaboration among the various data professionals on any data related project. Guys, that's a major one. Let's get into the lab. So the first thing that I want to show us, right, when you want to start using your Fabric or to test Fabric, okay, is to go on to that link, which is right, so just type that address, which is aka.ms/try-fabric. So if you hit enter, this would allow you would get first a prompt asking you to put in your email address to test if you have an existing account in Microsoft Power BI within your tenant, and if you do not have one, you would get a prompt to sign up one. However, if you have an existing account of Power BI, it would link that to your Power BI account and allow you to be able to turn on the Microsoft Fabric. Alternatively, right, you can also turn it on from your Power BI dashboard. You will need an admin right to be able to do this. So if I go on to powerbi.com and sign into your tenant account, right? So you sign into your account settings, as again, you need an admin right to be able to do this. So if you go on to admin portal within your tenant, you would see on the tenant settings, there is a Microsoft Fabric preview. If you would, so generally this will be disabled by default until you come in here to turn that up, turn this button up, turn it on. And there's also a very extensive guide as to how you can also do, or you can just follow this instruction within the Microsoft Learn community or platform. It highlights how you can, this you can share with your tenant admin to follow in how they can turn on the Microsoft Fabric. It is still a preview until July 1st, when this will become official and will be rolled out across all tenants within Microsoft Power BI. That's interesting, right? So you can follow this guide on how you can turn this on your platform, okay? But regardless, let's follow this aka link. So again, go to that link. You would get a placeholder to put your email address, and then if you're fine within your tenant, your current Power BI license, it would sign you in and you will be able to immediately start using Fabric. So this is what you would get when you sign into your Microsoft Power BI with that aka.ms/try-fabric. This is what you would get, the unified platform. Unified because you're seeing on your Power BI for data analyst or business analyst. Data Factory will appeal to the data engineers. The same applies with the Synapse, right? Which is also an engineering platform for your data lake or warehouse, or data warehouse as it were. So you have for advanced capability within data for the scientists, they would be able to use the Synapse data science as well as data warehouse and several other capability within this platform. And of course, there's also quite a very good community of users within Microsoft Fabric that you can start, contributing or start learning from the community within the Microsoft Fabric. All right, so let's go back into the platform. So I think in another video to come, maybe I'll just do one quick walkthrough on how you can, start working as a data scientist. For instance, how you can set up your labs, set up your tools to start writing your machine learning models and creating various data exploration exercise or activity within your project. So, but for the course of this video, just limit this to Power BI just to show us a quick peek into Data Fabric on Microsoft Power BI. Let's click on that. So when you click this links you directly to your Power BI platform or dashboard, and you can immediately start from building your reports. So let's say we've loaded our data right into the Power BI dashboard. I mean, the process will be to load your data first to your Power BI desktop and publish that to your Power BI dashboard. So we have that report. Let's say we have data set only. I've only published the data set. only to this platform. So let me filter and filter to only data sets, so I'm able to see only the data set. All right, so I'll just pick one of the data sets that I have on this platform. Okay, so I'm going to actually pick the I'm going to just pick the BGSS. Maybe let's just pick one of these data sets. This is a pseudo data set, by the way, so let's just pick one of these data sets. What is interesting to us here is in visualizing our data. So how do we do that? So if I come here, there's a create report button. Just click on that create report. You would get a drop down. So I'm going to select auto create. So let's see what happens with that auto create report. So you get a notification that if you want to refine your report, you can also click on pre-select your data so that you can choose specifically what table to pick. Voila. So we have our quick report within 5 seconds. All right, so I have a very intuitive report, right, as you're currently seeing, showing you the sum of quantity by month, showing you the various quantities, right, which is picked automatically from the this is picked directly from the data set, right, by itself, just looking at the measures, looking at the time series, and looking at the data, and then also generating your smart narrative, which can further guide towards getting a better data story around your reports. Okay, so let's see what are the things that we can do here within the data fabric, leveraging the data fabric. So if I click on this visual, for instance, and I come here to personalize this visual, this icon, let's click on that. You can immediately change what you see, right, and choose a different visual. So for instance, let's pick an area chart, and let's say we are also interested. Let's say we're interested in adding one more field. So if I click on that personalized report again, and in the y-axis, let's add one more view. All right, let's say we're interested in looking at the profit. If there's any element of profits or sales, total lost sales, right, in the same time series. So if I click on this total lost sales, then you get that, immediately. And this is you working entirely from Microsoft Fabric. Guys, this is amazing. This is amazing. So if we want to make whatever changes, you can always make your changes either within your within the more options. You will see how you can export this data either as a table or get inside or show as a table, as the case may be. I have access to my drill, right, to drill up, to drill down, right, or to drill down using the next hierarchy, right, which is what we had before. So we can always make your changes. Let's also quickly refine the other table, the other chart or visual. So let's see this visual. This is a line chart. Let's add one more chart. Okay, do one more chart to this. So I would pick just one more chart, which is your secondary y-axis, and let's look at profit or sales within a transaction table. Let's see what measures or aggregator field we can use. So we have unit price, we have total price. Okay, so I think what we have presently here is total price. So let's just pick quantity, and that gives you a second table, which you can always refine, modify, and make changes within this current table points to drill down other data within your result. Within this result. And you can also set your filters, the same that you can achieve within your Microsoft Power BI desktop. You can set your filter, you can edit your data, right? If you switch it to edit mode, that allows you now to be able to make changes with respect to the colors, right, of this current visual. So let's go to the visual data and go to line to make changes in the color. I would just come down to color. I would choose the quantity as orange, and I would choose the sales as blue. Okay, that's interesting, guys. So you can also add your predictive analysis there. So if I turn this predictive analysis line, or let's even bring this in a bit. If you're looking for your median line, I can always apply a median line, to that table, and that draws that median line relative to the two products for you. Okay, so there's several things we want to do, which you can extend that capability within this environment, right? And then if I come here, I can always check open data model. This would load the data model that powers that code. You will see logically how the data sets are connected. This is typical of what you will see within your Microsoft Power BI desktop model, all right, or data model tab. So let's close this and close this as well. So let's zoom in out. You can see now that this is how your data model, right, were connected, and you can do all your relationships, right, to decide how you want your data to connect to one another. So let's say I'm interested in connecting, I want my data within products. It's currently a many-to-many relationship, which is because there's a duplicate within the product table. You can always have this indication and understand what needs to be done, right, in the data modeling tab. So guys, let me know what you think. I mean, it's already created all the measures for you. If you check up here also, I have the measures, the KPIs, the quantities, the profits, the total price, the unit price, which are relative to what data field you have within your data set. And then by the time you're done, you can always, present directly from here. So I can present, I can add my navigator, which is what you would have, right? Typically, you can have every other thing without having to go to your Power BI desktop, guys. Amazing. So yeah, so if I want to, duplicate this page, this is how you duplicate, where you can immediately start creating all that, all the dashboard or other reports within your data. So yeah, so if you check, you will see the various ways that you can create or export your report. I can also download that report from there, or view this report in in whatsoever format that I want to have around this as the way. So when we are then done, we can always export this data, either we print it or save a copy of this report, or whatsoever we want to do within this data, we can always do from this environment, as the case may be. So guys, let me know what you think. I think personally this is a game changer. It's a game-changing moment in the field of data ecosystem. Regardless of your profession within the data ecosystem, you'd always find something applicable and relatable within the Microsoft Fabric. So I'll just demonstrate one more example with a different data set. So I'll go back again to my home within my Microsoft Fabric, click on Power BI, and let's filter down to data sets. Within the filters, so I'm going to pick my data set, and I'm going to use another one, a full growth demo data set. So within this full growth, let's create our reports, auto create reports, and we wait. Okay, interesting. Let's see what comes out of that data set for us. So it says our report is ready. So let's wait for it to load. Fantastic. This will probably take a couple of minutes to structure and put this kind of structured reports together. I mean, if you're showing this to your stakeholders within your company, as it were. So, and as I did told us, you have the opportunity to also change those visuals. So if I'm interested in changing the visuals within this cell, this tile, this sum of units sold by quarter, to change this visual from this column chart into, let's say, pie chart. I mean, let's even say donut chart. Okay, so if I click on this cell and I come to edit and I click continue to switch to edit mode, I can change that to this visual here, and of course make all the changes that you would typically make within your desktop file environment within Power BI desktop. So let's quickly turn off the legend, and within the details, I'm going to choose category and data value. Okay, and I want the data value to, let's say I want it inside the pie chart or the donut chart that you've just achieved. And the same, you can make changes within the other visual, right? This is fantastic. Honestly, this is fantastic. So if I go to change colors, for instance, for the bars on the cost of goods sold per week relative to each week, you can decide to change each colors, right? Let's say we want to show all colors on specific days would have specific colors, right? Let's just make a few changes, with respect to this chart. Fantastic. Right. So, fabric, personal opinion, I think this is an amazing one, and it would ultimately help to improve our workflow as data analyst or as business analyst in making quick data reports before we decide to do a bit of deep dive, right, from this report as it were. So ultimately, right, it just mirrors everything within your local environment of Power BI desktop and pushes that to the web. Okay, this, you would not have been able to achieve this before now, because yes, there's a separate report that you could generate from the Power BI dashboard, which is not close to this. In any case, this is not close to this. Okay, what you have within the Power BI dashboard, within Power BI dashboard, is not close to the kind of report or capability that Fabric brings to table. And remember, Microsoft has also announced that they're going to roll out, in addition to Fabric, they are also planning to roll out the Copilot, which would mean that we would be able to, with generative AI, we can just type prompts, just like you would do in your Q&A. You can type into all of that and generate intuitive designs or visuals for your report. Okay, so I'm done with this report and I'm good to submit the report back to the management based on the findings that we have. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on the post notification so that you can get prompt update from me from time to time. So guys, I hope that spurred your curiosity and creativity as a data professional. You would notice that Microsoft Fabric is indeed here to stay. See you guys in the next video. Cheers.